Sorry, is that better?
That is much better. That is much better, man. How you doing? Hey, we've got 8 other people on.
I'm not used to these kind of numbers, Mark. I'm used to talking to 1 or 2 people at the most.
Yeah, liar, pants on fire.
That is it. So we have a big surprise. The surprise is there's actually going to be value on this call. I think that's the biggest surprise.
I got to just find a way to mute my. Let's go to gallery view. Let's get some other people on here. Should we get some other people on here?
I think we should get some other people on here. At least a few people who might know what they're talking about. Let's see if we have any people like that. And then I want to talk about prospecting train wrecks, because I know one of the things that you and I both like to rant and rave about is prospecting train wrecks and how and where and why that happens and how we can stop being stupid around prospecting. So, do people have questions or what's going on here? I'm only looking on Zoom here. And I think most people have that Zoom link. I'm not sure what's going on.
I've got Facebook. I got Facebook Live open right over here.
Are you getting any kind of audio feedback from having 2 open or no?
Yes, I'm getting audio feedback. Of course, I'm getting audio feedback.
All right. Well, you can mute the Facebook computer if you have that on a separate machine.
Yes.
You can still see the questions and the activity.
How do I mute the Facebook Live?
Well, you're on 2 computers or 1? 2.
No,
so
no,
yeah,
1.
Take 1. 1. So that might be challenging. So yeah, I guess you may have to just kind of close the Facebook tab unless you want to hear double duty. Yeah. Either way.
Hey, what the heck? You know what?
We can do pantomime. Pantomime is good too.
I am not going to sweat bullets over it because you and I are talking. And I know you got a couple rants. I got a couple rants. Jump in first in your rant, baby.
Sure. Well, so let's talk about, I want to share this whole summer sales seminar thing and where this came from and what it is and why it's exciting. So people may or may not know that the National Speakers Association, the seeds of it, the beginnings of it, happened in 1969 in Phoenix, Arizona, when the National Speakers Association founder, Cavett Robert, decided to get a whole bunch of other speakers and trainers and consultants together to sit around a table and figure out how they can sell more products, services, and programs. And they called that the Phoenix Summer Sales Seminar. So to honor, because my friend Mark Hunter is a certified speaking professional, longtime member of NSA. I am a certified speaking professional, longtime member of NSA. We both love NSA. We love its history. We love its future. We love all the education and training and love and knowledge. So to honor that beginning meeting where there was 35 people around the conference table, Phoenix Summer Sales Seminar, Mark and I are doing a series of webinars in August called, guess what? Summer Sales Seminar.
Wow, so that's unbelievable how you came up with that name.
I know.
I am just shocked. I'm just shocked.
So go to summersalesseminar.com. I know it's a lot of S's. It's a lot of S's in there. Summersalesseminar.com. First one of these we're doing in August. I know it seems like it's forever away, but we're going to do some ranting right here, right now. And then we're going to do some teaching and coaching and training on that August 8th masterclass webinar. Get in on that. Go to summersalesseminar.com. Maybe somebody can type it in the comments on Facebook. If you're on Facebook and you're excited about this, just please type in for us, and we can type it in later. But it's www.summersalesseminar.com. So that's the first order of business. That's where this thing got its name. And summer is a great time to sell. Mark, let's first of all debunk this myth that, I can't sell in the summer. Everyone's on vacation. Nobody's buying. Nobody's in the office.
But David, that's what everybody tells me. That's what everyone tells me.
Well, you can't sell the summer. You can't sell in the fall because that's back to school. You can't sell during the holidays, November, December. That's terrible. You can't sell January, February, March because of the snow. The problem is there's only 2 good sales days a year. There's only 2 good sales days a year. Mark doesn't know what they are. I don't know what they are. So that means that we have to sell every day. That means that we have to sell every day, and you're never going to be getting any permission from us to take your foot off the freaking gas pedal.
David, you're killing me. You mean
I
thought I could take June through September off because everyone's on vacation?
No, they're not. And you know who's in the office? Guess who's in the office, Mark? In the summer, guess who's in the office?
The guy who cleans the floors? No, the decision maker. Hey, bingo.
Right? The staff is on vacation, fewer meetings, fewer distractions. The guy's probably getting a whole lot of work done, guys and gals. Decision makers are probably more reachable in the summer than they are when things are hot and heavy and crazy.
And you know what? That's why I always say, along with the summer's a great time to prospect, so too vacation, holiday weeks. You know, like the week of Thanksgiving, the last couple of weeks of the year, it's amazing. Everybody's on vacation, everybody's on holiday, and it's amazing how the decision maker is still there. You can have conversations that you'd never have any other time of the. I love Thanksgiving week. Hey, we got Labor Day right at the end of these webinars. We got Labor Day coming up. That's a perfect week to be prospecting. Along with every other week, but that's okay.
Along with every other week.
Yeah.
Exactly right. I like it.
Right.
So I have to get a TV. I have to get a TV in my office. So I have this fabulous backdrop, this big old honking picture of the High Profit Prospecting book. This is a fantastic book. And I told Mark this in private. I'm now telling him in public. And there are people on this webcast right now that know exactly what I'm talking about. I have an annual mastermind group. It's called M3 because I like BMWs. And also the 3 M's stand for market, monetize, and maximize. When we got together in April in Philadelphia, I bought everyone a self-journal, and they had that sitting at their place waiting for them. And I bought them all a copy of High Profit Prospecting. And that was sitting on top of their self-journal. I said, you need 2 things to be successful with sales and selling. 1 is this notebook, and 2 is this methodology for opening more doors, talking to more people, helping more people, and making more offers. One of the things that I teach in all of my programs is marketing is nothing more than 4 words. And Mark, I'd love your take on this. Offer value, invite engagement. Offer value, invite engagement. One of the best ways to invite engagement when things get serious, invite them to an initial conversation. That's called prospecting. Let's talk about that. Why are people not doing the right kinds of prospecting or enough prospecting? How come all these pipelines are empty when they should be full and overflowing?
Squirrel! There's a squirrel.
I saw that myself. It's on my tree right there.
Yeah, there's a squirrel right there. You know what? That is the biggest reason why people don't prospect. No, it's not. Well, wait. There's a shiny object. I was talking to a lady this morning, a person I coach, and I like her dearly, but it's unbelievable. I said, you have the squirrel syndrome. Every day there's some other squirrel you're chasing. And one of the biggest problems, you know what's interesting? This is so amazing. You know what high-performing people have as a core premise?
Tell me.
Discipline and focus. You really stop and think about that. Well, I don't know if my plan works, so I'm going to try this for a day, and then I'm going to try this for a day, and then, whoa, hold on, people, back off. Because you know what you're doing is you're throwing darts against the wall. And I've watched a lot of darts go against the wall. And they ain't sticking. Cowboys, And so I got to be okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to calm down.
A heart attack right now.
I'm going to calm down. Yes.
Have a prospecting stroke.
People sit there and say, well, I need I need more prospects. No, you don't need more prospects. You just need better prospects. And
a better prospecting process.
Oh, bingo. Because you know what? Now, boom, sales, boom. Now, you know what we got? We have got this level of focus where I can spend more time with fewer people. Whoa, there's a novel concept. You know what I find? This is what's funny. People wind up getting some prospects, and then they never follow up. They never follow through. Look, idiot.
No follow through. No follow through.
Yeah.
So fabulous speaker named Ken Adams has a book out there called No Follow Through. That's everyone's problem.
Yeah, it is. Well, I called him last year. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, calling them but I don't want to bug them. Okay, here comes another rant. But people don't believe in what they sell. Well, I don't want to bug them. I called them last month. I'm sure they don't remember. Do you remember what you did yesterday? I don't remember what I did yesterday. I don't remember what I did 10 minutes ago. Heck, they're not going to remember your call from last month. And here's the whole thing. Get over this whole premise. Well, I'm interrupting them. Hey, cowboy. And I know you know this well because have I done a shout out for I can't find the copy of Do It Mark. I got it here somewhere.
I'll send you a case of books. Don't worry. I'll send you a case of books. It'll be great.
Hey, I have something in common with Nido Qubein. I don't know if you've ever been in Nido's home. He is absolutely, I love the guy dearly. But in his home office, he has a stack of books that go about 3 feet tall. I don't quite have that stack of 3 because really the dog got to it and pushed them all over. But I'm trying to do my best Nido Qubein. So it could be in that stack there somewhere. But hey, Do It Marketing. And hey, you and I also use the same publisher too, which is
really cool. We're both Amicom authors.
Yeah. In fact, hey, hold on. I got to do another shout out for you because hey, people don't realize who you're talking to here, David Newman. This guy's a master. Amicom, American Marketing Association.
Management.
Excuse me. Okay, American Management Association. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Like I said, I don't remember. Okay, thank you. That's clearly why they like you more than they like me.
I'll tell Ellen. I'll call Ellen. Mark Hunter can't even remember your name.
Yeah. I you know what? I couldn't remember Ellen's name, so that's why I didn't mention her name. Okay. Anyway, this is what's so funny. They have this how to launch a book, how to launch a book, and it's all your stuff. It's all your stuff in the plan. Now wait a minute. These guys have access to the best. So what's that tell you? I am speaking to the best. I am speaking to David Newman.
Yeah, there you go, buddy.
Yeah. Okay. Now,
a little something about selling books. Now, Melissa Gald said something super smart in the comments here on Zoom, which I think we need to stop on this, and I'd love your feedback on it. Follow through is scary because it brings you closer to a yes or a rejection. So there's the concept of the phantom pipeline, right? The phantom prospecting pipeline. Oh, I'm talking to a ton of people. No, I got 20 people I'm following up with. I got 20 calls coming up, 20 decision calls. Now, 18 of those are dead.
But don't pop my bubble. Don't pop my bubble, because if you pop my bubble.
So the question I know that you and I always like to ask is, if you were your own sales manager, would you take that pipeline seriously, or is that like a phantom pipeline where it's built on hope and prayer, and maybe someone who said they have no interest, no need, no budget, and no decision-making authority, maybe they'll come back this week?
Hey, you know what? That's not a pipeline. That's a sewer line. It's a sewer line. That's what you got, and that's what the majority. I got so many rants. We're gonna do several of these, aren't we? We're gonna have fun with these.
We're gonna do many.
This is the first time I've ever danced.
Sales seminar. Yes.
I've ever danced with David Newman, but this is what's really cool. Yeah. Thank you. This is what's really cool about this. What was my rant? What did I tell you? I lose my mind. You see, squirrel. You see,
I know.
Yeah, you see, this is
if you were your own sales manager.
We don't call people back because we're afraid they might tell us no, or worse yet, they might raise an objection that I might have to know how to handle. Here's the whole thing. This is where you got to. I'm going to bust all norms right here. It is not what you sell. It's not even how you sell. Whoa, what? It's not even how you sell. Now, both those are important, but it's why you sell. Why? Let's get really soft to the microphone. It's why you Sell. Now think about this for a moment. Why do you sell? To help others achieve an outcome. You see, my definition of a salesperson is, what am I doing? I'm helping you see and achieve what you didn't think was possible. So guess what? Guess what? I owe it to you to call you. I owe it to you to follow up. I owe it to you to hear your objections, because I've got to get you to understand how great this is. My wife does not appreciate football. I've been working on it. See, she doesn't appreciate it because I haven't done a good enough job of convincing her of the beauty, how much better her life would be if she fully appreciated football. See, I got to warm up because football season starts here in a few weeks, so I got to get kind of warmed up here. So anyway, but okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to calm down.
Well, let's go to Ray here. Ray is asking, and we can bring Ray on camera.
Ray, if you want to come on board, let's get some. Where is Ray? Let's.
Ray's in the chat.
Whoops. Let's see. Let's get all the people up here. Let's get all the people up here. Hold on. Let me get.
See Ray in the chat. Ray chatting.
I see Ray. Ray, hold on here. Why is this not? I apologize. Oh, there's. Well, let me put glasses on.
Yes.
Wow. That's good. Hey, Melissa. This is great. Oh, thank you for typing in. Let's see. Where are we at?
So Ray says, how do you bring yourself to start making the calls? I'm new to cold calling late in my career. And Ray, you want to come on camera? We can have a little three-way hot seat about that, or what do you think? Ray might be camera shy. Ray might be up for it. Ray says, sure. So
Ray, there he is. Promote panelist. Ray, welcome to the club.
He'll be here in a moment.
There he is. Ray, how are you? Hey, Ray. I love it, man. How are you, Ray?
Hey, Ray, welcome to the party.
Welcome. Are we having fun? Where is Ray videoing in from today?
We need to get you unmuted. I think you're still on mute. So just hit the unmute button there on your control panel.
How about now?
There he is. There you are. You're there. I love it. Hey, Ray. Ray. Where are we videoing in from today?
Shakopee, Minnesota.
I love it. Shakopee. I used to live up that way. I live in, this is Omaha. I live in Omaha, but I used to live in Eagan.
Eagan. So, hey. So that's south of me.
That's south of you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So good. Okay. Talk to us. What would you like to talk about?
So I've read your book and I've read multiple books. But my issue is actually getting the motivation, to pick up the phone and make those 10, 15, 20 dials that need to be done on a daily basis. What am I missing?
David, you want to jump in first?
Well, so let's talk about because a lot of people, when we think prospecting, it's funny, the word prospecting and the word marketing, people both equate to cold calling.
Right.
They say, well, I'm a marketing guy. Oh, I hate cold calling. And they talk to Mark Hunter here and they go, oh, prospecting. Yeah, I hate cold calling. I don't like cold calling. There's so many other ways to market. There's so many other ways to prospect. Now, cold calling is not dead. Cold calling is not bad.
Right.
If you do it smartly in a very targeted way, there are ways to open relationships on the phone. Mark's book is great about that. We both have a colleague and a friend, Art Subcheck, who wrote a book called Smart Calling.
Yep.
Smart calling is all about opening doors with the phone. That's all he talks about is phone. I talk about other strategies. Mark talks about other strategies and techniques. So let me ask you, what other prospecting tools have you been using besides or beyond the cold calls?
So other than referrals, I've been starting to go to more business events, business networking type of events.
Great.
The problem is that the business owners that I'm looking for are typically not at events. They're usually running their business. So if I'm looking for manufacturers or if I'm looking for property owners, they're not going to these events because they're busy doing business.
Okay, so let me interrupt, and maybe Mark has some 2-3 cents of advice here. I'm gonna give you 1 cent of advice. It sounds like you could be going to the wrong meetings, because those business owners and manufacturing presidents, owners, CEOs, they're not down at the chamber. They're not down at the local mixer. They're not down at the Rotary Club, but there are manufacturers association meetings. right?
Right.
There are industry meetings of these manufacturing type companies in your local area where those guys go. Maybe not the president or the owner or the CEO, but certainly the VP of sales, the VP of marketing, some high level decision makers. So if you niche and focus the kind of events that you attend, and you find events that are more of a pure market for you, not the general unwashed, people down at the chamber with the business card exchange and the toothpicks with the cheese, but
Right.
the actual where the real power players go to get together and to talk to each other, you're going to be the only guy that does what you do, right? All the rest are going to be purely in your prospect base. That kind of networking and that kind of going to events, maybe even speaking at some of those events, that can be a huge door opener.
Okay.
Hey, I'll jump in. What's the big outcome that clients get when they do business with you?
We're a cost recovery or a cost remediation program. So we bring you back cash from specialized tax incentives. So they recover cash. So they don't have to, in order to get a net profit of a certain dollar amount, usually they have to increase sales. Well, we recover costs that they've already expended.
Perfect. What I would do is I'll tell you what, every business owner needs to talk to you because there's hidden money. So what I would do is I tell you what, you are going to keep people in business. You will literally keep people in business. This is what I find. Businesses don't fail due to a lack of financial capital. They fail due to a lack of intellectual capital. Dude, you have got intellectual capital. You owe it to business owners to get in touch with them like quickly. And here's how you do. You started off by saying, hey, I'm Ray. What are you doing to maximize your cash flow on the back end? They're going to go, what the heck is that? Well, have you ever thought about the taxes that you pay and what you're paying? Well, yeah. See, the whole idea is I want to treat the prospect like a bobblehead doll. I wish I could tap the top. I wish I could put my hand over here and reach right over to David's head and get it tapping like a bobblehead doll. David, move your head like a bobblehead doll. There you go. Sit. And see, what happens is I engage a customer with a couple questions like that. And they go, who the heck are you? But see, this is what's interesting. Now they get to feel like they're own the conversation, but they don't own the conversation. You own the conversation, but they feel they own the conversation. So now they're participating. So let me cut to the chase here. What's happening is I've asked them a couple of questions. You say, see, I help people like you find money on the back end. And the idea being is, see, but if you tell people, I'm going to help you save money. Well, gee, you and everybody else. But see, if I ask them a question, I'll give you an example that I use in my own business. I love to ask businesses when I call them up, say, hey, do your salespeople ever have to cut their price to close a sale? Oh yeah, that's a huge problem. So how big of a problem is that? Oh, it's huge. It's worth millions. Well, guess what? I got that bobblehead doll moving, see? And then I say, well, that's great, because what I do is I help show companies how to find better prospects. Oh, really? Oh, see. So lead with a couple questions that get them thinking about their pain. I tell you what, you owe it to every business owner, and I can't stress this enough. You have got the secret sauce that is going to keep more than a few business owners in business this year. And if you don't get in touch with them, they will go out of business. You know, I talked earlier about why you sell. Why you sell is because you're doing that to help business owners. To me, that's essentially a calling.
Interesting.
You know, and yeah, I mean, that is. I'll tell you what you're doing. That's cool. That's really neat.
Okay, thank you. That's interesting. So you're using the motivation of the solution. Okay.
Yeah, because it's not the process. It's not the process that we sell. It's the outcome we provide. That's what we sell. See, focus on the outcome. And what you're going to do is you're going to help that business owner really have better cash flow.
Right.
Now, you know, if I'm a new property manager, in fact, I know several people who have gone out there and they've bought their first couple, businesses, they buy some commercial strips and so forth. And let me tell you something, they're bleeding cash flow wise, dude, you are like gold to them. You'd be gold to them because you'd help them get into the black that much faster. And then it's not just a matter of getting in the black, it's getting in the black rapidly and as big as possible so that they in turn can buy more, which what does that do? That gives you more opportunities to help them. Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I would not, as much as you want to rely on referrals. Referrals alone generally don't put enough shoes on your kids.
No, they don't.
Don't put enough food in your stomach.
Right.
You can starve to death waiting for referrals. So yeah, man, I'll tell you what, you are. And I kind of poo-poo networking events. Yeah, I do. Now here, just for what David said, because many times it's the wrong people.
Right.
And then you go to these chamber networking things, and it's the same 30 or 40 people that show up at every one. It's like, oh, boxers or briefs today. That becomes the question. I mean, it just drives me. I used to go to a lot of them here in the Omaha area, and then it was like, man, it's the same people. And I'll tell you what, I get tired of eating, as David would say, cheese on a toothpick.
A lot of cheese, a lot of toothpicks.
Interesting. I appreciate that.
No buyers, no prospects, and no meaningful conversations. So you definitely don't want to be in those wrong rooms with the wrong people. Hey,
Ray, I'll give you one other tip, and this is a tip. In fact, I did it today. I have a lot of coaching clients, and I know, David, you have a lot of coaching clients. I got 2 notes back today from various people I'm coaching who really wrote some really praise comments. Believe me, I printed those babies out, and I got them sitting right here on I keep a stack of all of those, attaboys, right there on my desk. Because there are times when I'm talking to people and I go, oh, this dog don't hunt. This is not working. Or I got to make these, I make prospecting calls and wow, this is tough. But when I got that little stack of praise sitting over here, people love me. And it's amazing because I'll tell you what, the biggest obstacle you have to overcome in prospecting is right here in your own mind.
Right. Yep.
You know, it's right there. But I'll tell you what, you have got an outcome. And see, this is key. Hey, we got a lot of we got 19 other people or whatever on the call right now. I keep losing my earbud. Anyway, I feel really important here. Just so anyway. The whole thing is this. I forgot my rant. See, squirrel. You see what it is? It's focus. Stay focused.
It's the kudos file, right? It's the mindset that prospecting, the biggest block is up here.
And then stay in focus. I'm really on this mission of being disciplined. So what you do is you say, my goal today is 20 phone calls, okay? It might be, I'm going to make 5 before 9 a.m. Then I'm going to come back at 11 a.m. and I'm going to do 5 more. I'm going to, right back from lunch, I'm going to do 5 more. And you segment it. And what you do is you set yourself easy numbers of phone calls. In other words, somebody might be on to say, I can't make 1 phone call. Okay. So guess what your objective is? To make 1 phone call.
All right.
Then tomorrow you say it's 2 phone calls.
2 phone calls.
It's 3. You always set a number that you know you can achieve. Why? Because success creates success. Momentum creates momentum. Okay. I learned that from the movie Tommy Boy. What a great movie. David, I know you've seen that movie, Tommy Boy. We won't get into that.
That's good.
Yeah.
So quick question, because Doris asked this, and it's right on point, Mark, to what you're talking about. Is it always a phone call, or is it tapping someone on the shoulder on LinkedIn? Is it an email? There's all kinds of different prospecting. Is it writing a handwritten letter to a CEO? Does that count as a touch point, or do we always have to be going back to the phone?
The blimp? The blimp?
The phone. Can
I use the blimp?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I like the phone. I like to lead with the phone. Now I'm going to use LinkedIn, but remember, LinkedIn falls into this social media category. What's that first word? Social. If I connect with somebody and they suddenly start hitting me with sales.
Hot lead coming in now. It's working.
There you go. See, right there, right. And somebody starts hitting me with these sales messages. I go ballistic because you haven't earned the right. So hey, here's a cool LinkedIn trick. Shh, don't tell this to anyone.
Never get out.
Don't let this get out. What you do is you take a cool article. You take a neat article, Okay. And like I go to CNBC.com, Business Insider, Bloomberg, whatever, and I take a cool article that fits something appropriate. I post it on LinkedIn. Okay. And then what I do is I go to people who I want to have a conversation with. I pull up their profile and I send them a message and I go, hey, so I just posted this article. Thought you'd find it of interest too. Now, what did I do? I led with an article of interest. You know what's interesting? Almost always they will respond back. Hey, thank you. Now remember, LinkedIn is not immediate. You know, salespeople and HR people and unemployed people are on LinkedIn all the time.
Right.
A lot of decision makers are only on it once a week. So you can put something out there. Don't necessarily think you're going to get a response back for maybe a day, 2, a week, a month. I put notes out there to people that I haven't heard back from several months. That's okay. So back to this whole thing. I will send them, I'll send them this note that says, hey, thought this be of interest to you. They almost invariably respond back. So then what do? I just create that networking conversation. And I did this with a CEO of a company in Tampa, Florida that I wanted to do business with. Somehow I got connected with them. I'm not sure how I got connected with them, but and I tried calling them. I couldn't get through. And I did that exact approach. Within about 4 exchanges, going back and forth, he then connected me with their chief marketing officer. Boom, a week later, we had a contract. Happy dance, happy dance, happy dance, LinkedIn. So
what was the pivot point? Because I think a lot of people get stuck here where they're blogging their brains out, they're on LinkedIn, they're doing all this frenzy of activity. When you said, okay, 4th exchange, right? You must have asked the question. You must have lured him into the Mark Hunter value trap. How did you take it from, hey, here's an article, found some value in it, thought you would too, feel free to share it with your team. He writes back, hey, Mark, thanks so much. What's step 2? What's step 3? And then what was the pivot?
I wrote back, I sent back, I said, yeah, I saw this, and I saw this and this. What was the key piece that you saw in the article? See, so what I did was I got a discussion going on the article. I'm not selling at all. He responded back, and then I said, hey, it's going to be interesting. How do you think this is going to affect your business or the industry? I think I pivoted there a little bit and said, how do you feel this is going to affect the industry? He responded back. Then I said, wow, hey, let's grab some time. Let's talk a little further because I'd love to dig in deeper. And then he came back and said, you know what? I don't have time. Let me pass you off to our chief marketing officer.
And then you connected with the chief marketing officer, sent the same article, say, Bob and I were just discussing this, would love to do a deeper dive on how this might impact your company.
Right. Your objective is your online connections should help you create offline conversations. So
money
what I want to
right
do is,
there, people. Money right there.
that is money in the bank. Hey, in fact, here's a tweetable moment, okay? Hashtag social selling. Without social community is social stupidity.
Ooh, that's 3 hashtags.
Sure, go ahead.
Fantastic. So social selling without social community is social stupidity. And that's the title of your next book. You and Corey Perlman are going to co-write Social Stupidity.
Hey, don't use the word stupid with Corey because he's a brilliant individual. I got to protect because he could be on this. He could be on this right now.
He should be on here. He'd be a great force.
He could be on this. Corey, if you're there, chime in.
Mark, Ray, David, and Corey Perlman show.
Hey, we got Ray on here. We got to get somebody else on here. Let's get somebody else
Ray,
on here.
Thank you for that fabulous question because you prompted a really great answer.
And Ray,
hopefully you can use that. You can now use LinkedIn. You can now be upgrading the events that you go to, and more FaceTime and more phone time with the right people, and you're golden.
Hey,
Thanks
Ray,
for the input.
How much money have I made you so far?
Well, so far not much, but I'm working on it.
This is a sales guy. Come on. You're not making money till the commission hits the bank. You know
right.
that.
Okay. I'll accept it.
Marketing people, oh, you made me $1 million, Mark. Sales guy, no, dude, you made me nothing, but I'm working on it.
That's why you marketing people are off smoking rope, jumping, I blew that line. Smoking dope, jumping rope, and losing a decade along the way. Man, I'll tell you what, I probably have had way too much coffee.
I'm ready to smoke the rope. I don't care.
Man.
All right, Ray. Well, thank you. That was fantastic. And who else is here? Nellie. Nellie says she has to run, so she's not going to want to come on. Who else? Who else has a question? Who else can we help? Who else can we beat up on? Ray was very great.
Ray, you were a great participant.
I try to do my best.
Yeah, and you know what? David is going to send you a check in the mail.
Yeah, I have a whole stack of Mark Hunter checks. It's fantastic.
Not today, but he'll send you a check in the mail, yeah. Hey, who else wants to jump on? Somebody else jump on. Come on. Let's go. This is fun. I'm enjoying this, David. I'm kind of having
well,
fun.
You're dropping these gems, dude. So yes, while we're taking a station break, let's just remind people that it is summersalesseminar.com for what Mark and I are doing on August the 8th. I know it seems forever away, but you want to be in on this. You don't want to miss this.
Yeah.
So you summersalesseminar.com.
Yeah.
Get in on the crazy training that we're doing there. That's actually going to be more formal. That's not going to be like this. It's not going to be just crazy ranting, and Mark's not going to have his TV. And it's going to be like a webinar, but it's going to be fantastically impactful.
But we'll do it video.
Doris wants to jump on.
We'll do it video because I got to see.
Oh, we are doing video.
Of course we'll do video.
Now you're scaring me. Okay.
I know. That way,
whatever you want to do. Well, I'm just here for the fun. We're just barreling down the highway.
No, you are here because you are brilliant. That's why.
Yes.
Should
we let Ray go back to audience mode, and Doris wants to hop on for a quick second.
Okay, we will.
We'll put Ray back into our audience.
Okay, we'll put Ray back in the audience. If I knew how to do it. Okay, so who wanted to pop in?
Doris.
Let me find Doris there. Ray's
already in. Ray already signed up for summersalesseminar.com.
That's outstanding.
Our free master class, and it's going to be awesome. Michelle, is Michelle on your team?
I have no idea.
Ray needs to join the inner circle.
He does. Okay, who am I connecting in now?
Doris Milton.
Doris. Hey, there you are, Doris. Doris, welcome to the game show.
Doris has been on a lot of my broadcasts, so Mark, you're in for a treat, buddy.
Hey, Doris, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Where are we calling in? Where are we videoing in from?
I'm in Phoenix, Arizona.
Ooh, is it hot there?
No, we're chilly.
Hey, it's a drive.
That's the home of the Phoenix Summer Sales Seminar.
There you go.
Look at that.
You're at world headquarters.
That's it.
Doris, I got to stop you for just a moment. I'm beginning to think that Dave and I are brothers of a separate mother.
I'm sorry for you.
Thank you.
Okay.
No, actually,
okay, Doris, jump in.
Actually, I think the world of David, which is the way
Thank you.
On here. I've learned a tremendous amount from him, that some of which he doesn't even know I've learned from him, that I already use. The reason I wanted to be on, Mark, is that I think calling is especially effective, but not necessarily with my ideal clients. There are healthcare professionals or healthcare executives. And so what happens is if you try to call them, you can't get through because if they're professionals, they're seeing patients all day long. Or if they're executives, you have to go through 50 people before you can get to them. So I was wondering, with all your gamut of strategies, of what other ideas, perhaps some of them that I've thought of, some that I haven't. And I love it when you two rant together. It's even better than your solo rants, David.
Wait a minute. Hold it. David does not have solo rants. He has multiple voices in his head. They're always right there. They're always right there. So anyway, yeah.
Okay. That's funny.
Okay. I'm gonna don't share this with anybody else. Okay. Everybody else,
No.
do not listen to this. This is only for Doris. This is only for Doris. Busy people like that. Like, I'm going to give you 2 for the price of 1. How's that? Okay.
Ooh.
Here's what you do. Send an email to these people at 6:15 on Saturday morning. 6:15 on Saturday morning. Now, here's why. Busy people like you're trying to reach never stop working.
Right.
They're always engaged. But Monday through Friday, they're in the business.
Yeah.
Saturdays and Sundays, they're working on the business.
The business.
So I can send emails. In fact, I was working with a software company that was selling to healthcare people, and I shared this technique. And a couple of weeks later, I came back, worked with the group some more, and it was a mind blowing how they said, "Wow, it works! It works! It works!" You send that CEO an email on Saturday morning at 6:15, and now you got to be really tight and don't have links. CEOs do not open links. Yeah. They do not open links. Right. So what you do is you just pose, hey, interesting update on HIPAA or legislation on this, and it's just 2 or 3 bullet points. That's it. What I'll do with a senior level CEO, I'm going to go ahead and spill the beans. This is a big idea. I'm going to lay on you. What you do is you title the email something critical to them. This is a critical, changes in HIPAA, changes in regulatory, whatever is going to work best. Then what you do is you start off by you just don't say dear, no, just cut right to the chase.
No, they don't want dear.
They don't want to say it. Yeah. You start and you list 2 or 3 bullet points. That's it. Bullet point 1, bullet point 2, bullet point 3. Then below that, you take 2 sentences and you build out each one of the bullet points. Now, here's what's interesting. You are now writing to them in their language. Because if they want to just see the bullet points, they're going to see just the bullet points. If they want to see more, they can read more. If you think about it, if you go to Bloomberg.com or CNBC.com, that's how, and I think Business Insider's now doing it. That's how they do all their business articles. They start off with a couple bullet points. They have a video, then they have the body. And what'll be interesting is you'll send that at 6:15. Now they may or may not respond, but remember, you didn't get a response anyway. You weren't. So anyway, but if they do respond, now you don't stalk them and call them. You don't stalk them and call them back. No, but later on, in the morning, you send them back. Hey, very interesting point. Something that, and you just continue, just like what I did with the LinkedIn thing. You continue the dialogue. Just continue the dialogue. And what you're doing is you're creating awareness that you are a strategic intellectual asset to them, not a tactical seller of stuff. Because as soon as they see you as a tactical seller of stuff, they'll push you off to purchasing. The death department. We need some gongs. We need some noisemakers. You don't want to go there. So what I do is I want to be the strategic intellect. And then what's going to be interesting is you can then try to call, and here's a great calling trick. You know when the best time to call senior level people is? Right at the top of the hour. Now here's why. They're running from meeting to meeting. They got appointment. The only time they're maybe free, and I call this the 58-2 window. 58 minutes after the hour to 2 minutes into the hour.
2 minutes after.
It's when you can call them. I had a COO I was trying to reach of a Canadian company. In the end, I was going to... they have strict handgun laws in Canada, but believe me, the gatekeepers were driving me nuts. I called right at the top of the hour one day. And you know what? I'm sure the multiple gatekeepers saw the phone ringing, but they assumed it was his 11 o'clock phone call. So guess what? They let him pick it up. He picked it up. Oh, yeah, you're right. I wasn't the 11 o'clock conference call. Okay, yeah, I get that. But you know what's interesting? You call a senior level person like that, and it's the one time I'll say, hey, is this a good time to talk? And he said, no, it's not. I said, great. Could I call you back about 4:15 this afternoon? And he said, let me look at my calendar. I said, 4:15 doesn't work, but you can call me back at 4:30 or something like that. I said, great, I'll call you back. You know what's interesting? I called him at 4:30. He answered the phone like the second ring.
Wow.
Senior level people don't get to senior level people don't get to that position unless they're credible and they operate from an ethical standards. A lower level person would give you a time that they knew they weren't going to be there. Just as their way to blow you off. But anyway, those are 2 cool techniques.
Very good. Thank you.
Love using. Yeah. And believe me, they work, because oftentimes, you know what'll happen? You'll get that, you'll send that article, they'll send it back to you, but then they'll say that they're forwarding it to somebody else in their company.
Yeah.
So then that's the person who I forward.
That's fine.
The person I follow up with. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Does that help?
It does. Thank you.
Good. I love it. How about some more questions? We gotta get some more questions. Hey, we're like 44 minutes into this little soiree.
Yes.
This rant.
Yes.
Doris, you can stay right there if you want. You know, if you want to leave, you can leave, but you can stay right there. Who else wants to jump in? Somebody else jump in the hot seat.
Tom is saying, I'd like to call in to ask about behavioral traits in selling. And it's Tom Ozer from, I believe, Los Angeles, California, or the Los Angeles area.
Tom, jump in by phone.
I think, well, not call in, but you're going to hop on. You're going to hop on camera, yes?
Great.
Yeah. So let's promote Tom.
Let's promote Tom. Where is he? I don't see him there. Come on. Where's Tom? Tom. There he is. Promote to panelist. Here he comes. Doris, would you like to stay on, or you want to go away?
Doesn't matter. I'm going to stay here.
Hey, Tom, how you doing? Oh,
listen to the rant.
He's got books. He's smart. Tom, I can't keep up with you. Tom, mute.
He's got to unmute.
Yeah. Got unmute.
There you go. Tom, what did you say about David?
There are other people's books, and I'm certain both of your books are up there. I just haven't gotten to them yet.
It's in the stack, but thank you.
They're in the stack. Hey, I really appreciate what you're doing out here and providing an open forum. I just spent a couple of days up in Boston with a company called the Predictive Index. And we're all familiar with different types of personality profiles and assessments and so forth. I'm just really impressed with their technology and very quick assessment of people's personality traits, needs, and then behaviors, and then they express themselves. And I was thinking about the first guy who called, and he was asking about cold calling. And some people don't like cold calling, and others prefer to do referrals and so forth. So what's your take on different personalities? Because you 2 guys are alive. You guys are wired. You're ready to go all the time. And, and other people, maybe not so extroverted, comfortable there, but they can still be great salespeople. What's your take on how people that or have advised others to modify themselves?
Yeah. So I'll start off just because I have a rant on this also. It's like, Mark and I are going through our library of rants, and Tom, you know this because you teach, you train. Doris, same thing. We all have our favorite little nuggets. Like, I got a nugget for this one. So I really believe that when it comes to marketing/selling, this really needs to be customized to our personal strengths and preferences and personality. So, if you do marketing and sales the right way, it should be easy, it should be effortless, it should be enjoyable. So, for example, if you're someone who loves the phone, and I hate the phone and I hate networking, I shouldn't really be selling anything. I do really well for a guy that's like not made for selling anything. You put me in a networking room. I did a seminar for the Philadelphia Business Journal, about 100 business owners in the room. And we were going through this about marketing and sales should be easy, effortless, and enjoyable. I said, let's look at what you guys are doing right now. You guys are with a group of 100 people at a networking event, and we just had coffee, and there's going to be a break, and we're going to be mixing it up and talking. I said, the only way you would get me into this room ever is if I'm standing up here. I would never be sitting out there with all of you guys, because speaking is one of my marketing strategies, right? Webinars is one of my sales strategies. Email marketing, and again, God bless the folks that got today's email marketing. So I'm someone who knows where my strengths are. I know what I enjoy. And so for me, I've tailored a program for my own marketing and sales and prospecting and business development that is easy, effortless, and enjoyable. Other people, they hate to get in front of a group. They would never dream of flipping on a camera like crazy Mark Hunter loves to flip on the camera and talk to Gerhard Schwantner and David Newman and David Meerman Scott and all these gurus, Jay Baer, all these people. But he's like, yeah, let's do a video. Yeah, let's do some webinar. Yeah, well. So there are people who just frankly love the phone. They love connecting. They love meeting new people. They have the personality for it. They have the strength. I say, okay, don't do the networking. Don't do the speaking. Don't do the webinars. Don't do the email. If you love the phone, use the phone. If you love in person, do in person. Go to the meetings like Ray was going to go to. Go to the meetings, shake hands, kiss babies, do the networking, do the coffees, the breakfast, the lunches. That's awesome. If you love technology, use technology-based strategies, right? Use video platforms like BombBomb to send personal video emails to your prospects. Use webinar strategies, use live streaming, use platforms like Zoom. If you hate all of that, but you love to write, use writing strategies, right? Write the articles, write the blogs, start interviewing your prospects. So there is such a spectrum of activities. People feel, oh, I have to write. I hate writing. Oh, I have to use technology. I'm not a technology person. And they just shoot themselves in the foot because what they're seeing, Tom, is they're seeing other people do things that for that person looks easy. Like when we watch Mark doing a video, it's like, man, this is so easy for him. I must be a terrible salesperson if I'm not great on video. Well, Mark has identified, you've identified, Doris has identified, where are your strengths, right? What do you actually enjoy putting out there into the marketplace for your visibility and credibility campaign? How can we offer value and invite engagement to invite people to talk to us about how we can help that? For money, of course. But so that's my rant, is that you really need to figure out what is easy, effortless, and enjoyable, because only those things will be effective.
Good point.
I'm raising my hand. Can I jump in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mark.
Hey, all right. Hey, this is what's funny. I mean, you know, you got to build it around your personality. And I'll tell you what, my personality was not always like this. I'm going to share with you a quick 30-second story. I did not want to get into sales. I love the phone. I thoroughly do. But I'll tell you what, it wasn't like that. I only got into sales because of the Seattle Police Department. The Seattle Police Department got me into sales. The reason being is because I got 4 tickets. Well, one was a double ticket, so it was 3 tickets my last semester, my senior year of college. And what that meant was about 6 months later, I got this notice in the mail that I couldn't afford car insurance. That is the only reason. Now, here, this really gets cool here. I was going to go into marketing. I wanted to do marketing. I didn't want to be in front of the camera. I wanted to be behind the camera. Okay. And I had to get into sales because I needed a car. So it was either like, you know, be a salesperson, be a bread truck driver, or a taxi cab driver. Well, I found a sales job where, guess what? They didn't do a background check. My first sales job was selling sides of beef, but the car was great. Now, this is what makes this even more amazing. The reason I didn't want to go into sales is because as a kid growing up, I had a speech impediment that was absolutely bad. I would never say a word in front of class. In fact, what's interesting is when I got into college, the alternate profession I was going to do was going to be a disc jockey. You're listening to the Mindy 95 KQZ Radio 719 in the city, because I could do disc jockey. And that was my therapy for trying to learn how to speak without stuttering, because I stuttered bad as a kid. So what's funny is I learned to embrace sales. I thoroughly love making cold calls. I love it. And if this cowboy can do it, believe me, I love helping to show people how to do it, because it is a kick in the pants. Okay, I'll get off that soapbox. I have revealed my inner self.
Excellent. Thanks. Well, how do you suggest to people to get that self-evaluation? Because I think people can be their blindest to themselves. If a lot of people just naturally know themselves they can take the feedback, but a lot of people talk themselves out of it. They'll mistake their desires of things that they admire and apply those to themselves, fooling themselves. So what are some of the ways that you suggest that people really figure out their inner nature, when all things are equal, when all things are calm, or better yet, when the stress is on, people tend to revert to their natural selves. What are some of the ways that you advise people to do that self-investigation?
We believe in whatever's safe to us. That's just, I'm not worthy, I'm not good, because that's what we want. I think you become who you hang out with. You become who you hang out with. And I
Tom's
can't.
in bad trouble. He's hanging out with us, so he's in bad trouble now.
Yeah, and Doris is there screaming to let me out. Let me out.
Get me off the
I love it, Doris. Thank you. You're awesome. You're awesome.
I'm worried. Now I'm worried.
Yeah,
But you know what? You become who you hang out with, and I'll tell you what. This is why you've got everybody's got to have a couple of superstars that they hang out with. You may not be able to hang out with them, but that's why I freely admit, and I'm sure David, that's why you have some of your coaching clients, because they just want to hang out with you. And I know I have coaching clients like that because they just want to hang out with me, because they say, Mark, your personality is kind of weird. It's infectious. And it is. You become who you associate with. And I firmly believe this. The biggest thing preventing us from being more successful is not our environment. No, get over that. Quit blaming other things. It's ourselves. This is the most difficult 6 inches. And it is a mindset. And I'll tell you what, you look at superstar people, they believe in themselves 100%. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm ranting again. David, I'm sorry. I'm doing way too much ranting. I got to calm down.
Good. That's why we're here. Well, I think also that, a lot of people dismiss things like, oh, I hate video. Well, how much video have you done? Well, I just don't like videos. I haven't done any video. Get outside your comfort zone. So sometimes, like with the behavioral traits, behavioral selling, predictive index, etc., it's like, okay, well, here's what you're natively cut out for, but sometimes we can expand that, right? Personal development, professional development. So rather than say, man, I hated writing when I was in school. It was one of my clients on a coaching call today, as a matter of fact, said, I've come full circle with writing. I used to hate writing. I absolutely hated it. I dreaded it. It was painful. High school, college, anything I could do to avoid writing, didn't like it. Started writing a little, started getting some good results, started writing some more. Now this guy's like about 65, 70 years old now. He says, I love writing. So my fantasy business is I'm in my backyard. I build a little kind of happy hut, or like a little writer's retreat house, and I spend 8 hours a day writing, and I'm paid to write. He told me a story about one of his, Mark was mentioning Business Insider. I think it was either Business Insider or one of these big portals. One of the articles that he wrote got 140,000 views. 140,000 views. And he's like, I could do that all day long. So, but he approached that by being willing to leave that identity of, I'm not a good writer, I suck at writing, I never liked writing, I hate writing. So maybe it's the same thing with the phone, maybe it's the same thing with social selling, maybe it's the same thing with video, maybe it's the same thing with webinars, it's the same thing with a lot of things that we cut ourselves off from even exploring. Let's try this, let's stretch our comfort zone a little bit, and then you're kind of trapped with, well, I got no prospecting activity, I'm not sure how to open doors, then you're kind of waiting to be found, or you're waiting for business that falls in your lap.
It's without a doubt the fear of the unknown that keeps us from really achieving. Yeah. But that's why you need some peers. That's why you need some real superstars that you see them doing it, or they can help you. They help you get over that. I've got people in my life who help prop me up, and yeah, it's huge. Yeah. And they help me make a lot of money. Yeah.
So I see, the headhunters out in, top headhunters like Korn Ferry, Heidrick and Struggles. When you're working with clients and they're trying to build teams or do transition, what I'm seeing is that even the headhunters, when they used to do just headhunting, placing executives into firms, they're actually starting to use assessment tools, personality profiles, and so forth. And what they find is that by finding the right personalities, by finding the true personalities of individuals, steering them toward or away from particular positions that require, some people to bend themselves into pretzels to do the job. I mean, really talented people can bend themselves into a pretzel and perform very well in a job. But you know what? After a year to 18 months, they start to unwind as a person. You naturally spring back to yourself. Under stress, they go back to the natural tendencies. And you know what? You don't want somebody who's not really dominant and who is rule-based, rule-based in everything that they do. You don't want the person being an entrepreneur because they're more risk averse. They're more stable company. But if you had somebody who's dominant and had a healthy disrespect for rules when you need to get things done, those types of people could be a CEO, or that type of people could be a salesperson in building new territory. The difference in sales between farming and hunting and harvesting, right? The hunters are going out there breaking down new territory. The farmers are assigned a territory. The customers are set. You just have to manage the relationship. So quieter people or more relationship-oriented people could do that type of work. So I just would love to hear how you think about those different things in terms of high profit prospecting, Mark.
You raised some great points there, and one of them is the simple fact that you can fake your way to survival, but you can't fake your way to prosperity. And I see this. I see people trying to adapt a style. This is going to make me successful. You can't do it. You can't get out. But I think over time you can bend. I didn't wake up one morning and say I want to be this sales superstar. Believe me, no. It was a 20-year morphosis. It was a 20-year change. Let's put it that way. Okay. And it took time. It just took time. So. But, you don't get from 1 to 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's just like, you don't go out and run a marathon. Just wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to go run a marathon. Dude, that ain't going to happen. You start out by running 100 yards, 200 yards, 300 yards, et cetera. Doris, are you looking to leave, or you got a question?
Busting down the door, going, "Oh!"
No, I'm sorry, Doris. Hi.
That's okay. I just wanted to make a quick add-on to what you were saying. I find that the mentors I've had over the years, and some have been through my education, and some have been post my formal education, like you mentioned, the people you hang around with. I'm very selective now, the webinars I attend, because I find that influences what I do. And I find that over time, my personality and my style have evolved and changed. So things that I would not have been comfortable with doing in my 30s, I'm extremely comfortable with doing now. Your example of writing reminded me of that. All the years I was in school, I hated writing, but it was writing that other people wanted me to do. And so once I realized that writing is a form of teaching, but I could teach and write what I thought was important, then all of a sudden I was interested in learning how to write. Great. So I think it's the same thing with what you're talking about with prospecting, or what David talks a lot about, ways to get speaking gigs and stuff like that. It is, if it's just speaking for school or speaking because you're employed by somebody, that I don't think the motivation is there to really learn. But once I got the fire of, unless I learned these things, that I wasn't going to be able to get results for people, then that changed. Like most of my friends and colleagues are retired now. And so it's important for me to pick who I hang out with,
right,
both in person and online, because my friends think I'm an idiot to start a new business at my age, and I just don't hang around with them. I don't listen to them. Right. But people like David think it's perfectly normal. So I learned.
It's required. It's not normal. It's necessary.
Hey.
Yes.
I want to do a big shout out for a mentor of mine. I saw him this last week. David, I don't know if you saw him, Harvey McKay. Did you happen to see Harvey at the NSA convention?
Sure.
Harvey is 85 years of age.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. He is not mailing it in.
No.
He is out there hustling all the time. About a year ago, I sat down with a gentleman by the name of Tom Osborne. He won 3 football college national championships was an assistant coach on 2 others. Hey, my screen died. Anyway, and it's interesting, but he's like 83. When I met with him, I had a 2-hour meeting with him. I was his 3rd meeting of the day. And I'll tell you what, he says, you know what? I'm just getting going. I love people like that. I tell you what, I think you hang around. You ain't going to ever put me in a retirement community.
Let me comment on Harvey McKay. I went to the Super Bowl, working with a firm. We took our clients to the Super Bowl, and there on the 20-yard line, about 14 rows up, 1 row away, he walked in, and I don't know him personally. I walked up and I said, "Oh no, I'm a good friend of Brian." I said, "Oh, that's forgive me. I'm sorry. I just came over to say hello to you. I see you through the NSA and the circuit." And he said, "That's great, Tom. Glad you came over. Hey, let me tell you what I'm doing with all of my." And he just went into, and he says, call my assistant. I'll give you 100 free days from the new content." And I was, 1, elated to have met him. Number 2, elated to see that at 85, he was motoring around the Super Bowl crowd all by himself. And number 3, he was selling me.
He was totally selling you.
And you know what? His whole thing was he wasn't selling. He was influencing and impacting you.
Because he knew I was with NSA, what I did for a living, and it was relevant. So
I love it.
He was serving me.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you the extra layer on that, because I think, Mark, you and I had this conversation with Harvey last year at NSA. All of that money, by the way, that goes to his super duper Harvey McKay portal, it all goes to charity.
Yeah.
So he's not even selling. He's selling it as a fundraiser. And you know, Mark, you remember, you were there, I was there, the guy that you're doing the seminars with was there. I said, Harvey, I gotta just give you huge props, huge congratulations. First of all, here you are talking to 3 nobodies. Number 2, you are hand selling a program for a few $100s. Number 3, you are hand selling a program for a few $100, all of which goes to a cause that you believe in. I said, dude, you are a walking lesson in leadership. You are a walking legend. I'm so grateful. And he laughed. He's like, of course I'm selling it to you. You need to have this. And we need the money to do this good work that we're doing. And I mean, he's in it to win it, just like you guys are saying.
Yeah, he's amazing.
It's great. It's great. Tom, I did not realize you were a member of the NSA community. Great. I love it.
Oh, sure. Well, I figured that's how I got on the list. I mean, David's sending me stuff all the time, and I love it. So
David's sending you stuff all the time.
I try to call him whenever I can.
Good.
Really good.
Awesome.
Hey, you know what? I've got to scoot here pretty soon because I've got.
It's over. We're 8 minutes.
I have nothing to do, so keep on talking.
Yeah, nice. You gotta go sell some stuff. You all have to go sell some stuff.
Hey, this has been fun.
It's been.
I want to do some props for David because we've talked about this for well over a year and a half probably. This is the first time we've actually done it, and I kind of like dancing with you. We're going to do more of these, aren't we?
We are.
And of course, we got summer sales seminar, right?
Yes, summer sales seminar. Ray's saying you should all have a Facebook group so we can all discuss ideas regularly. He's going to a chamber meeting in 60 minutes. Cancel the chamber meeting, Ray. You don't want to deal with those chamber people.
No. Go sell, Ray. Go sell.
Either way. We'll take the Facebook group under advisement. That might be a great idea.
Summersalesseason.com. Sign up for that.
Summer sales seminar.
Summer sales seminar. I'm sorry.
Who is this guy?
I don't know.
All right, team. So Mark, you're gonna record. You're gonna post. We're gonna put this out there somewhere where people can watch the replay.
Yeah. We will put this out there, and we're gonna do a couple more of these, right? Yeah.
Endless, daily.
Good.
We'll do these daily. It'll be fun. All right, team. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for questions. You guys asked great questions. We love you. We love you. We love you, man.
I don't love David, but I love you guys. Anyway. Great selling.
Bye-bye.
We love you back. Bye-bye.